Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Remember to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share this video so that more people can join in on these gripping stories as they unfold. Tonight we focus on one of the most shocking developments in Zimbabwe's power corridors, a political earthquake that has the whole region talking. Vice President Constantino Chiwenga, the man once feared as the ultimate power broker behind Zimbabwe's throne, has allegedly deployed army tanks after being ordered to resign over fresh corruption allegations. The images of military hardware rumbling through the streets have left the nation shaken, reminding everyone that in Zimbabwe, politics and the army have always been dangerously intertwined. The story begins with whispers of a brewing storm inside the ruling party. Corruption allegations, not new in Zimbabwean politics, have once again surfaced, this time with fingers pointed at none other than Chiwenga himself. The accusations, described as fresh but connected to long-running suspicions, suggest misuse of state resources, shady procurement deals, and secret financial channels that have raised eyebrows even among his closest allies. The order for him to resign, according to insiders, came from within the highest levels of government, perhaps even as a calculated attempt to weaken his grip on power. But Chiwenga is no ordinary politician, and his response has sent shockwaves across the country. Instead of bowing out quietly, reports say he ordered the deployment of army tanks, a chilling reminder of his deep roots in the military and his unmatched influence within the barracks. To ordinary Zimbabweans, the sight of armored vehicles on the streets triggered memories of November 2017, when the army rolled into Harare and effectively ended Robert Mugabe's decades-long rule. That moment cemented Chiwenga's reputation as the kingmaker, the man who ensured Emmerson Mnangagwa's rise to the presidency. Now, years later, it appears the same man may be using the same playbook, not to install a president, but to protect himself from being pushed out. The stakes could not be higher. On one side stands the political establishment, wary of Chiwenga's growing power and eager to remove him before the corruption allegations spill into uncontrollable scandal. On the other side stands Chiwenga himself, a battle-hardened former general who knows the language of power better than most and understands that in Zimbabwe, survival is often guaranteed not by legal arguments but by the show of force. His decision to call in the tanks is more than just a military maneuver, it is a political statement, a reminder to his rivals that he still holds the loyalty of the men with guns. The streets of Harare, Bulawayo, and other key cities reportedly felt the tremors of the sudden military presence. Citizens whispered nervously, some rushing home, others gathering in corners to speculate. Could this be the beginning of another coup? Is Zimbabwe about to plunge into yet another chapter of instability? Social media lit up with blurry photos of armored vehicles on the move, sparking panic and fascination in equal measure. For a country already grappling with economic collapse, inflation, and widespread unemployment, the fear of a military showdown adds yet another heavy burden. Chiwenga's enemies have wasted no time in framing the deployment as proof of guilt. They argue that an innocent man would step aside and clear his name, not mobilize tanks. His supporters, however, paint a different picture. To them, Chiwenga is being targeted in a political witch hunt, a calculated attempt by rivals to weaken him before the next elections. They see his defiance as the act of a man refusing to be sacrificed, a leader standing firm against betrayal from within. The truth may lie somewhere in between, but what is undeniable is the scale of the drama unfolding. Behind the scenes, the atmosphere is even more tense. Government insiders whisper of secret meetings, frantic phone calls, and growing paranoia among the elite. The memory of 2017 is fresh, and no one wants to be caught on the wrong side of history. If Chiwenga holds his ground and the tanks remain on the streets, some fear that factions within the ruling party could split, potentially igniting a power struggle that shakes the entire state apparatus. Others believe Mnangagwa, determined to maintain control, may respond with equal force, setting the stage for a clash at the highest level of power. What makes this moment even more dangerous is the symbolism of tanks. In Zimbabwe's collective memory, tanks do not represent security, they represent change, upheaval, and the possibility of overnight political reversals. For many citizens, seeing them again is like watching the shadows of Mugabe's downfall replay themselves, except this time with a far more uncertain outcome. The fear is palpable, but so too is the excitement. Some quietly hope that this standoff could trigger a long overdue reckoning within the ruling elite, while others dread the chaos that could follow if soldiers and politicians go head-to-head. Chiwenga himself remains defiant. Known for his stern demeanor and commanding presence, he has not spoken much publicly, but his actions speak louder than any statement. The tanks, the soldiers, the show of military might, all these are messages to his rivals that he will not go down without a fight. It is also a message to the international community, signaling that attempts to sideline him could have consequences far beyond a courtroom or party meeting. For ordinary Zimbabweans, caught in the middle of these power games, survival remains the priority. Prices continue to rise, jobs remain scarce, and basic services are collapsing. Many are asking the same question: while leaders fight over power and corruption allegations, who is fighting for the people? The tanks on the streets may symbolize political strength, but they do little to put food on the table or bring hope to struggling families. Yet history has shown that when the military moves, the nation holds its breath, because what follows can alter the course of the country for decades. As the situation develops, all eyes are on the balance of power. Will Chiwenga survive this storm, using his military clout to protect himself from political exile? Or will the system that once elevated him now close in and force him out despite his defiance? The answers remain uncertain, but one thing is clear: that Zimbabwe is once again standing at a crossroads, and the path chosen in these days could shape the future for generations to come. So, what do you think about this unfolding crisis? Is Vice President Chiwenga defending himself against political persecution, or is he guilty and now hiding behind the military to escape accountability? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next update in this explosive saga. The tanks are already on the streets, the political knives are out, and Zimbabwe's future hangs in the balance.